you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Can I first of all say that the warnings which this party gave about the withdrawal agreement when it was being discussed at the end of last year are now coming home to the government. They're beginning to realise the impact which it had, and indeed beginning to admit that their own assessment that the withdrawal agreement would reduce trade in Northern Ireland, would reduce business investment in Northern Ireland, would affect consumer spending, and would disproportionately impact on small businesses. And if this bill is an attempt to try and undo some of the damage which was done by the withdrawal agreement, and to respond to the points which Arlene Foster and other ministers have pressed the government to address, then we welcome it. Though I've got to say, Madam Deputy Speaker, it does not go the whole way, and it doesn't address all of the issues which need to be addressed. And indeed, for those who are criticising the government about the non-implementation of the withdrawal agreement, they ought to know that only on Friday of last week, the DEFRA Minister overrode the Agriculture Minister in Northern Ireland and instructed civil servants in Northern Ireland to put up border posts and to put in the proposals for border posts, even though all of the information as to what was going to be necessary had not been accepted. But there's been two arguments made against this. First of all, this is against the withdrawal, against the Good Friday Agreement. For the life of me, I can't understand why a bill which prevents businesses in Northern Ireland from being able to sell goods freely in the rest of the UK is going to bring about violence in Northern Ireland. For the life of me, I don't understand why a decision that will enable businesses in Northern Ireland to bring goods from GB without paying unnecessary taxes, which they then have to claim back at some future time, is going to affect peace in Northern Ireland. So I think the arguments which are put forward, and of course the Good Friday Agreement and violence in Northern Ireland is always rolled out when the arguments are weak against what the government is doing. The second thing is this, that the government is reneging on its international obligations. The obligations in the withdrawal agreement are two-sided. There is a requirement for both the EU and the UK government to act in good faith and act in best endeavours to ensure that there's unfettered access and unfettered markets within the UK between Northern Ireland and GB, and also to ensure that the government of the United Kingdom has the ability to rule its own country and to make laws which affect its own country. That good faith and that best endeavour, and even a casual observer of the tactics of the EU and the comments which have been made by their negotiators would make it quite clear that there has been no good faith and no best endeavour from the EU in these negotiations. And in those circumstances, the withdrawal agreement allows the UK government to act unilaterally. And I listened to the member for Bromley and Chislehurst, who talked about we have obligations to the rule of law. We have obligations to the EU. Well, what about the obligations to the people of the United Kingdom to ensure that the Act of Union, which makes it quite clear that there shall be no barriers, the economic basis of the Act of Union, no barriers in trade between different parts of the United Kingdom, should be ensured. And I believe the government is fulfilling, in part, its obligations to the people of Northern Ireland in this bill. That's why we will be supporting it tonight.